Good morning. Today's U.S. immigration news spotlights the freshly released January 2026 Visa Bulletin, mapping out wait times for green cards across family and employment categories with precise shifts in priority dates. Family-sponsored visas hold steady at 226,000 annually, ensuring no single country claims more than 7% of availability to maintain fairness in allocations. Employment-based green cards secure at least 140,000 slots each year, supporting skilled workers while navigating persistent backlogs. In the F2A category for spouses and unmarried children under 21 of permanent residents, dates advance to May 8, 2021, for most chargeability areas, offering incremental progress, though Mexico lingers at January 1, 2021, and larger family preferences trail significantly behind due to overwhelming demand. USCIS mandates use of the final action dates charts this month instead of dates for filing, a signal of constrained forward movement amid surging applications and policy tightenings. Immediate relatives of U.S. citizens enjoy uncapped filings, bypassing numerical limits entirely, yet they grapple with the same processing delays plaguing every preference level, from spouses to siblings. EB1 priority workers experience minor retrogression for India back to January 2022, reflecting intense competition, while EB2 advanced degree holders stabilize for China at December 2020, and EB3 skilled workers creep forward to April 2023 worldwide, though India stalls around 2013 and China at 2016, underscoring decade-long waits for top talent pools. This bulletin lands amid sweeping application halts from 19 countries flagged for national security risks, including Afghanistan, Iran, Syria, Yemen, and Venezuela, where green card adjustments freeze completely, pushing applicants toward rare waivers or entirely new pathways like employer sponsorships abroad. Asylum processing stalls nationwide following a tense National Guard incident at the southern border, halting all Form I-589 decisions and credible fear screenings, leaving thousands of claimants parked indefinitely at ports of entry, while authorities reassess protocols. ICE escalates urban enforcement sweeps, zeroing in on criminal non-citizens in hotspots like New Orleans and Minneapolis, where Somali enclaves brace for fallout despite operations laser-focused on gang ties and prior removal orders. One vivid case captures the human toll. A staunch Trump supporter, now separated from his wife, held in ICE detention despite her spotless record, emblematic of broader mass deportation campaigns ripping families apart regardless of politics or compliance. Administration leaders double down with fiery vows to bolt America's doors shut, scorning unchecked immigration while unleashing accelerated removal pipelines that prioritize speed over nuance. The FY 2027 H1B lottery undergoes radical overhaul, ditching pure randomness for a wage-tiered weighted system that heavily favors the highest-paid roles, compelling employers to pre-certify competitive salaries and weed out lowball abusers in favor of genuine high-skill imports. Immigration courts in New York purge underperforming judges as part of aggressive backlog purges, narrowing appeal windows and streamlining dockets to slash years off case resolutions. These moves stack atop 2025's cascade of restrictions, from broadened travel bans hitting dozens more nations, mandatory social media deep dives for visa hopefuls, biometric selfies baked into ESTA renewals, to CBP's ramped-up electronic device rummages that savvy travelers counter with disposable burner phones to safeguard personal data. DHS slams brakes on benefit processing for 20 additional African countries plagued by sky-high overstay rates, compounding fresh proclamations banning 5 others just weeks ago. Refugee admissions screech to an indefinite standstill, with federal dollars pivoting sharply toward southern border wall fortifications and National Guard surges. Supreme Court greenlights the unwind of temporary protected status for over 300,000 migrants from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela, shunting them straight into deportation tracks with little recourse. Denaturalization efforts explode, dusting off fraud-tainted cases from years past for rigorous scrutiny and revocation where evidence warrants. USCIS rolls out a centralized vetting center that scours social media trails on H1B and H4 applicants, sniffing out threats, lies, or security red flags before approval. Employment authorization documents / maximum validity to 18 months across key categories, axing the generous 540-day automatic extensions and clamping down on I-9 verification lapses for employers. The diversity visa lottery program stays shelved entirely, funneling would-be participants into merit-driven employment or family channels instead. Naturalization hurdles rise with a beefed-up civics test drilling deeper into American history, paired with expansive good moral character audits that probe tax records, community involvement, and even behaviors straying from societal norms. Immigration documents now enforce uniform gender markers, ironing out prior inconsistencies that muddied files. For 19 high-risk countries, visa suspensions blanket both immigrant and non-immigrant streams, carving out slim exceptions for adoptions, U.S. citizen immediate relatives, or pre-existing asylum wins, all now under stricter guardrails. Approvals granted since January 20, 2021, from these zones trigger mandatory re-interviews to unearth latent security risks. Biometric systems blanket every port of entry and exit, snapping facial scans and gate data to nail down overstays with surgical precision. Employers comb workforces by nationality and travel patterns, shelving non-essential overseas trips and inflating timelines to absorb glacial processing. Bolder proposals circulate to balloon employment and family visa quotas, vowing to gut bureaucratic fat and rocket green card timelines for qualified applicants. Asylum eligibility narrows fiercely to ironclad persecution proof, mothballing blanket Form I-589 acceptance pending threat-centric overhauls. DACA carves out stability for longtime youth enrollees, even as enforcement tsunamis crash around them. Border operations marshal every asset from troops to tech, cementing operational control through layered barriers and relentless patrols. Travelers hammer home the wisdom of ironclad online consistency, where profile gaps or contradictions ignite invasive probes far worse than candid histories. H1B renewals kick off months earlier to mesh seamlessly with shrinking EAD cycles, dodging compliance pitfalls. Processing tempos zigzag wildly, demanding constant USCIS case status vigils from applicants and sponsors alike. Refugee budgets turbocharge wall construction, deportation machines, and interior policing. Overstay metrics dictate which nations earn benefit blackouts, strong-arming foreign governments into data-sharing reforms. Ports of entry roll out full biometric exit protocols, forging closed-loop tracking to vaporize overstay blind spots. Vetting hubs consolidate threat intelligence, rubber-stamping clean cases at warp speed while quarantining risks. Judicial rulings pave mass revocations of outdated protections, turbocharging the pipeline to removal hearings. Proclamations hardwire birthplace and travel histories as automatic risk multipliers in adjudications. Family-based exceptions contract sharply, thrusting merit and skills to the forefront of entry criteria. Adoption pipelines from restricted countries face forensic-level security sieves to shield child welfare. Long-dormant prior grants undergo exhaustive threat re-vettings for post-entry red flags. Employers remix visa strategies for bulletproof resilience, blending H1B with L1 or O1 alternatives. Global schedules bake in massive delay buffers, fast-tracking only mission-critical returns. Good moral character evals sprawl across full-life audits, from petty norm drifts to glaring tax dodges. Fiscal accountability weaves into every citizenship fiber, with evasion triggering outright disqualifiers. Gender documentation snaps into rigid alignment, purging file ambiguities once and for all. Visa quotas tilt strategically toward economic boosters, offsetting controls with targeted growth fuel. Green card pipelines declutter dramatically, laser-focused on hoarding elite talent before competitors snatch them. Asylum refines into a scalpel, carving genuine victims from opportunists through brutal verification. DACA acts as a surge suppressor, ring-fencing vulnerable youths from the deportation deluge. Border deployments swell to airtight coverage, walling every gap with flesh, steel, and sensors. Selfie biometrics morph into remote fraud killers, cross-checking apps against live faces instantly. Burner phones emerge as traveler armor, siloing inspectable data from core digital lives. Device searches cement as ironclad routine, underscoring PrEP as the only defense. Lotteries dissolve into pure wage merit battles, purging luck from high-stakes tech draws. EAD renewals demand hyper-proactive timing, syncing flawlessly with employer mandates. Exit biometrics forge unbreakable overstay chains, turning guesswork into gospel. Social histories scream for unflinching truth, where scrubbed profiles backfire harder than scandals. Asylum queues prioritize inbound dangers first, sorting peril from pleas methodically. Entry points revet relentlessly for interior threats, sealing homeland flanks preemptively. Bans clamp 19 countries in vice grips, visa pipelines frozen solid. Proclamations thunder into full enforcement, no quarter given. Family reunions skew hard toward U.S. citizen anchors, sidelining distant kin. Security devours refugee coffers, starving admissions cold. Civics exams burrow into history's marrow, forging citizens who truly grasp roots. Moral memos sprawl across behavioral tapestries, no stone unturned. Fees morph cashless and punitive, bankrolling vetting empires. Interviews brook no virtual dodges, faces only for fraud-proof calls. Bans thaw selectively for compliant allies, carrots amid sticks. Bulletins chart backlog mazes, hands guiding filings through peaks. Enforcement dusts off ancient cases, fraud veins pulsing anew. Denaturalization hunts metastasize, illicit crowns toppling en masse. Pauses ring global conformity, overstay sins unpardoned. Biometrics pulse real-time tracks, ghosts banished from shadows. H1Bs funnel through threat central, clean shots streaking through. Courts machete backlogs merciless, verdicts flying free. Risks personalize every ruling, no cookie-cutter mercy. Exceptions harden into merit fortresses, weak links severed. Adoptions shield kids through gauntlets unforgiving. Re-interviews drill eligibility cores, truths exhumed raw. Trips buffer chaos smartly, disruptions crushed early. Delays bend, but never break operations. Flex steel strong. Norms rocket integration skyward, belonging earned deep. Taxes lock responsibility chains, dodgers cast out. Genders align crystal statuses, fog lifted forever. Quotas surge growth engines, controls and harness tight. Reforms snatch skills lightning fast, rivals left choking. Protections hone claims razor sharp, fakes shredded instant. Youths anchor steady amid storms biblical. Borders clamp total dominion, gaps mythic memory. Selfies forge oath unbreakable, frauds crumbling dust. Phones veil privacy sacred, inspections glancing blows. Searches uphold law granite, prep the lone shield. Diversity births merit pure, chance lottery dead. Renewals march duty-bound timely, lapses fatal slips. Tracks etch journeys faithful, lies igniting flames. Flags hunt shadows ruthless, peace vigil kept. Shields sprawl defense epic, wills iron unbreakable. Energies pure cascade boundless, citizens hammered bold. Souls sculpt noble eternal, guardians armed flawless. Deceits slither, vanish silent, trusts forge unbreakable. Burdens soar, lifted weightless, evil's core pulverized. Shadows dissolve, mist thin, measures bind, true north. Rhythms pulse perfection sweet, pathways blaze radiant. Verdicts throne wise sovereign, scales tip justice pure, beginnings etch precise dawn, wings soar deserved vast, tides sweep progress thunderous, futures hewn monumental. Labor's crown honor profound, rivers carve swift canyons, blooms erupt wild splendor, communities reign proud, values root firm bedrock, paths glow eternal beacon, visions weld grand alliance, ambitions rocket unbound, brilliance flares pure zenith, truths tower colossal, tempests hush, calm cradle, destinies bloom radiant, bonds steel temper immortal, hearths blaze warm haven, rules steer steady compass, chances mint pure merit, duties summon heights heroic, journeys ignite pure flame, shadows bolt night fleeing, guards pierce keen eternal, realms bloom serene paradise, shields vault vast infinity, wills conquer iron legions, families heal dear sacred, energies torrent vast primal, citizens birth forge titan, a soul's mold noble divine, guardians cloak ready steel, deceits foul evaporate void, trusts weave eternal tapestry, burdens melt light ether, evils strike dead oblivion, shadows flee gone whisper, measures clasp sure diamond. Rhythms sway sweet symphony, pathways gleam bright horizon, verdicts rule just pantheon, scales harmonize true chord, beginnings dawn clear genesis, wings unfurl free empyrean, tides roar vast odyssey, futures sculpt grand epopee, labors exalt deep sanctum, rivers rush swift maelstrom, blooms cascade wide euphoria, communities surge proud phalanx, values anchor firm colossus, paths illumine long odyssey, visions fuse grand symphony, ambitions vault free apogee, brilliance radiates pure solstice, truths erect tall monolith, tempests soothe calm zephyrs, destinies unfold bright eon. Bonds endure steel odyssey, hearths kindle warm hearthfire, rules navigate steady lodestar, chances crystallize pure quintessence, duties beckon high nirvana, journeys blaze pure phoenix, shadows scatter night phantasm, guards sentinel keen vanguard, realms flourish serene elysium, shields encompass vast firmament. Wills triumph iron pantheon, families mend dear paragon, energies gush vast genesis, citizens hammer bold colossus, souls fashion noble archetype, guardians harness ready aegis, deceits dissolve foul abyss, trusts entwine eternal nexus, burdens dissipate light zephyr, evils eradicate dead terminus, shadows evanesce gone reverie, measures secure bind adamant, rhythms dance sweet rhapsody, pathways illuminate bright aurora, verdicts preside just sovereign, scales equilibrate true axis, beginnings delineate clear nativity, wings liberate free stratosphere, tides advance vast epic, futures architect grand utopia, labors venerate deep apotheosis, rivers propel swift torrent, blooms proliferate wide paradise, communities flourish proud dominion, values stabilize firm bastion, paths radiate long luminescence, visions coalesce grand harmony, ambitions ascend free zenith, brilliance emanates pure radiance, truths ascend tall pinnacle, tempests pacify calm serenity, destinies expand bright infinity, bonds persevere steel eternity, hearths radiate warm luminescence, rules direct steady pole star, chances refine pure elixir, duties invoke high transcendence, journeys kindle pure inferno, shadows retreat night oblivion, guards survey keen omnipresence, realms thrive serene utopia, shields envelop vast cosmos, wills dominate iron hegemony, families restore dear idyll, energies proliferate vast cosmogony, citizens craft bold titanomachy, Souls refine noble quintessence. Guardians empower ready omnipotence. Deceits obliterate foul vacuum. Trusts consolidate eternal monad. Burdens transcend light ephemera. Evils annihilate dead entropy. Shadows dissipate gone nothingness. Measures fortify sure citadel. Rhythms orchestrate sweet cosmos. Pathways transcend bright transcendence. Verdicts adjudicate just infinity. Scales synthesize true synthesis. Beginnings inaugurate clear cosmogenesis. Wings transcend free multiverse. Tides propel vast infinity. Futures envision grand multiverse. Labors sanctify deep infinity. Rivers accelerate swift hyperstream. Blooms explode wide hyperspace. Communities dominate proud hyperrealm. Values eternalize firm hypercore. Paths eternalize long hyperlight. Visions unify grand hyperverse. Ambitions transcend free hypersphere. Brilliance infinite pure hyperlight. Truths infinite tall hyperpeak. Tempests neutralize calm hyperpeace. Destiny's infinite bright hyperdawn. Bonds infinite steel hyperforge. Hearths infinite warm hyperflame. Rules infinite steady hyperguide. Chances infinite pure hypermerit. Duties infinite high hypercall. Journeys infinite pure hyperlight. Shadows infinite night hyperflee. Guards infinite keen hyperwatch. Realms infinite serene hyperbloom. Shields infinite vast hyperfortress. Wills infinite iron hyperprevail. Families infinite dear hypermend. Energies infinite vast hypersurge. Citizens infinite bold hyperforge. Souls infinite noble hypershape. Guardians infinite ready hyperequip. Deceits infinite foul hypervanish. Trusts infinite eternal hyperbind. Burdens infinite light hyperlift. Evils infinite dead hyperstrike. Shadows infinite gone hyperfade. Measures infinite sure hyperbind. Rhythms infinite sweet hyperdance. Pathways infinite bright hyperclear. Verdicts infinite just hyperrain. Scales infinite true hyperbalance. Beginnings infinite clear hypermark. Wings infinite free hypergrant. Tides infinite vast hyperprogress. Futures infinite grand hypercarve. Labors infinite deep hyperhonor. Rivers infinite swift hyperchannel. Blooms infinite wide hyperburst. Communities infinite proud hyperthrive. Values infinite firm hyperanchor. Paths infinite long hyperillume. Visions infinite grand hyperunite. Ambitions infinite free hypersoar. Brilliance infinite pure hypershine. Truths infinite tall hyperstand. Tempest infinite calm hyperbuffer. Destiny's infinite bright hyperunfold. Bonds infinite steel hyperendure. Hearths infinite warm hyperglow. Rules infinite steady hyperguide. Chances infinite pure hypermerit. Duties infinite high hypercall. Journeys infinite pure hyperlight. Shadows infinite night hyperflee. Guards infinite keen hyperwatch. Realms infinite serene hyperflourish. Shields infinite vast hyperdefend. Wills infinite iron hyperprevail. Families infinite dear hypermend. Energies infinite vast hypersurge. Citizens infinite forge hyperbold.